How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and Happy New Year, Happy 2020, Happy Election Year, Happy all that good stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed your holiday safely. But today we got to talk about the woke Pope Francis celebrating his holiday at the Vatican in a little bit of a different way. If you've not seen the clip yet, I'll place that on the screen before you. And what you're seeing right now is the Pope going through the crowd at St. Peter's Basilica at the Vatican, shaking hands and just doing the rounds. Here comes what appears to be a Chinese Catholic, could be wrong, but regardless, this is a woman, reaching out to him, shaking his hand, but she was a little bit too aggressive, yanked his hand and kind of took him off balance. And as a result of that, he's trying to get his hand back. He's not able to get it back, so he slaps her wrist to get her hand off of his, so he's able to just go and do whatever he does. Now, he did apologize for this in an address later, and I'll place that on the screen before you as well. He was talking about, well, hey, we get kind of out of control and we lose our cool, this, that, and the third. Okay, I understand. I'm not necessarily going to say that he was 100% in the wrong, because the lady did yank him and jerk him. I mean, imagine if that was Barack Obama, George Bush, Donald Trump, any kind of important figure like that, and you got somebody in the crowd yanking them. I mean, Secret Service will be out in full force, and it's not going to be a pretty sight, in my humble opinion. But my whole thing about the Pope is all the contradiction, okay? He's the woke Pope, right? In his address, he's talking about violence against women and we got to treat women right. But, at a certain point in time, if you got somebody that is, yanking your hand and knocking you off balance, what are you going to do? I mean, he didn't go full Ike Turner and punch her in the face or smush a cake in her head or nothing like that. He just, slapped her wrist, which is pretty much the same kind of punishment that the Catholic priests messing with the little boys get, but different story. I digress. My whole point is that the woke Pope is full of contradictions, and I'm not a big fan. Talking about Donald Trump and the border, oh, he's cruel. I mean, how is it cruel to enforce the border policy? It's our law. We're here to protect American citizens, okay, by securing the border. It's not really that hard to understand. What comes through the border? Drugs, violence, gangs, disease, all that kind of stuff. And you really don't know who's coming across, since they are coming across illegally. Ain't no ID, no paperwork, no nothing. They just come across like they can be from anywhere, from all over the world, not just Mexico or Guatemala or Central America in general. They come from all over the world. They find ISIS fighters at the border. They find all kind of stuff right there at the border. So it's not cruel to secure the border at all. You're just making sure that American citizens are safe. The same way, Mr. Woke Pope Francis, you made sure that you were safe in the Vatican when you slapped that lady's wrist, okay? You can't be like, oh, get off me right now. And that's fine, and it's not really a big deal. Oh, I'm sorry, this and the third. Nah, you did what you wanted to do because you wanted to stay safe. The same way we want to keep our border safe, And I think, quite frankly, the woke Pope should be less focused on climate change and the border stuff and just being a general hypocrite. He should be more concerned with what's happening right now with the Catholic Church. I know plenty of Catholics, they're very good people, and they want to see this whole issue with the child abuse get addressed. All right, we got to tighten that up because it's obviously a problem. It's a big problem all over the world. It was a problem in the Vatican at one particular point in time. I think they said the age of consent was 12 as of kind of like recently. Then they changed it to 18. There is a serious problem in the Catholic Church. The Pope should be more focused on reformation of it rather than trying to be woke and being a hypocrite. This whole situation was, pretty alarming to some people, but to me is not really. It's like, okay, you're a human being, you're walking through the crowd, you got a person yanking your arm, not letting go. What are you going to do? I've seen much worse reactions to a thing like that, but at the same time, I want him to just be real all the time. Don't come out with this fake apology. You did what you wanted to do because you wanted to keep yourself safe. You have security there. They weren't really handling the situation. Like, okay, get off me. I want you to be real and say, hey, I was protecting myself. He wasn't in fear for his life. He didn't hit the lady or anything like really violent. He was just protecting himself the same way we want to. So if you want to talk about Americans and the guns and the border and all these other things that you don't like, that you disapprove of, then I'm not really trying to hear that if that is your reaction to being in what you may think is some kind of danger. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think the woke Pope Francis is a hypocrite? Okay, you can just, handle your situation however you want to handle it, and it's not really a big deal. Apologize afterwards, and it's all good. But you want to opine about what the world should do as it relates to securing their own country. I'm not really feeling that, difference. You could do what you want, but we can't. Typical of the left or of anybody that is a leftist that has a liberal type of ideology. Do as I say, never as I do. Not a big fan. How do you feel about the Catholic Church? Like I said, I know plenty of Catholics. They're fantastic people, great people. They are Christians. Should the Catholic Church be reformed? Should that be what Pope Francis focuses his energy on rather than some of the social justice things that he's been talking about in the news as of late? I think he should focus more on what's happening in the church that needs to be fixed rather than trying to be the woke Pope. Do you agree with that? Or do you think that I've gotten something wrong here? Was his reaction to the lady inappropriate? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why. What should he have done as a result? To be clear, I'm not saying he was wrong. I'm just saying that he's a hypocrite because he can do that in response to himself possibly being in danger or, being touched in a way he does not want. But when we want to secure our border and protect ourselves as American citizens, all of a sudden it's an issue. Not feeling that too much, but whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.